Though my next guest, Greg Rutherford, was denied his chance of becoming a Dancing on Ice champion earlier this year after injury forced him off the rink, and it was just hours before the final. I'm sure you remember it, I certainly do. It meant the viewers never got to see this show-stopping routine.
New York, New York's a wonderful town. The Bronx is up and the Banner is down. The people ride in a hole in the ground. New York, New York, it's a wonderful town.
We've got one day here and not another minute to see the famous sights. We'll find romance and danger waiting in it beneath the Broadway lights. But we've hair on our chests, so what we like the best.
Well, Greg Rutherford joins me now. What a routine that would have been if we'd seen it in the final.
It brings back sort of obviously mixed memories as well.
I bet it does.
I had so much fun doing it, but then it all went horribly wrong.
It really did, Greg. We were really worried about you. How are you?
I'm a lot better, thank you. Yeah,
Good.
it's one of those things. I had to have surgery to repair the injury, so I had a pretty nasty hernias form, and now I also detached my lower left ab, which was less than ideal, not what you expect.
Jeez.
So yeah, it's a tough thing as well, because obviously mentally you have to get your head around it again as well. You've gone from doing this incredible show and you're sort of in sort of limelight, if you like, doing these incredible skates, and all of a sudden you can't particularly move again.
No, you're in the hospital, and we were so worried about you, as I said. So what actually happened? Because we've got a little shot here. There you go. Was that when the injury happened?
It was, yeah.
So you were on the ice.
Oof, yeah, flashbacks now.
Oi. Was that it? Oh, jeez,
So at that point, so as I dived through, that's where my lower left ab completely and utterly detached, but then also the herniation above my belly button. This obviously isn't the exact time it happened. This was another rehearsal.
No, of course.
Because I definitely wasn't carrying on doing that.
No, you were not. There was no way you couldn't even move. You poor soul. And did you know right away you'd done something bad?
I did, yeah. And I think the instinct, I had this absolute panicked look, and the two pros that were on the ice, who were incredible, they straight away sort of shouted for people to come. And I couldn't move. It was one of the most bizarre things where I think because it was all in the stomach and you realise how much you use your stomach when it's damaged.
Yes.
I couldn't move, I couldn't do anything, and I laid on the ice for 10 minutes with gas and air, and while they had to get me off.
Oh, you poory thing. I mean, we really feel kind of cheated that we didn't see you. We really do. And I remember Ryan, obviously, I know that you're really good mates with Ryan Thomas, and I remember him coming on the show, and this is what he said he was going to do for you. Where are you putting the trophy? Where's the trophy?
Do you know what? I really want to give this trophy to Greg.
We do.
Because I don't know how he'll feel about putting a trophy on his mantelpiece with my name on it.
Well, I mean, you're always teasing each other.
I'm teasing him. I always wind him up all the time. But I'm looking forward to seeing him, and I want to go and give this trophy to him because he really deserved to be in that final. No,
you did. You absolutely did. You were so good. Do you feel as if there's kind of unfinished business a little bit?
A little bit, yeah. It's funny. Ryan was just ringing me about 5 minutes ago because he knew that was coming on here, and I didn't answer on purpose because I knew it'd give me a load of stick before we started. So hello, Ryan. But it's one of those things that it's been sort of early stage discussed whether or not I come back and do one skate maybe on the opening shot. I don't know whether or not it will happen. Of course, we have to make sure Vanessa definitely comes back, so I don't know if that's happening yet.
Be surprised if she doesn't. She's wonderful.
She really is, and it was such an honour for me to skate with somebody of that level. I mean, somebody that's been to multiple Olympics and just one of the greatest ever. So for me, I loved it. And do you know what? Yeah, I'd love to give it another go.
Would you really? You're not scared?
No.
You're a sports person.
Yeah.
This is it. You've got a different mindset. You're so brave and strong.
I don't know if it's maybe just stupidity more than anything else. But it was something that I didn't expect to enjoy it as much as I did.
Yeah.
And that was the interesting thing for me. I've done lots of different shows over the years, especially since retiring.
Yeah.
And I enjoyed that one more than I've enjoyed anything else. And I have the skill now, right? So I can, especially at Christmas, of course, with the little ones, take them to the ice rink, skate with them.
Wonderful.
It's a lovely... And it's sort of the friends that you make in it as well. So Vicky Ogden and Sam Atwater, who won the show as well, they live really close to me, so we spend a lot of time with them now as well. And
so there's lots of good things happened, and it's not put you off.
It hasn't.
You'll still be doing it. You'll still be doing it with your other hat on, of course. The Olympics.
Absolutely.
Soon. It's come very quickly, hasn't it? I think because we had the Euros and Wimbledon and all that. You know, it's a brilliant summer of sport. So you'll be there. Commentating, doing things, all of that, filming?
Yeah, so I'm there from the 31st through to the 12th, working with World Athletics. We're hosting a podcast and some other shows as well around it, which will be really, really exciting.
Fantastic.
But it's one of those things that it is a really exciting time. I think it feels like it's come that bit quicker because it's only been 3 years since the last one.
Of course, because of COVID. Yes,
exactly.
You're right.
I was on the ground there as well.
Yeah.
And I think this one's going to be a far more exciting feeling, especially for the athletes, because they're going to have a crowd in the stadium
I know,
again.
that must have been really hard, actually. You forget about that, don't you? There's a brilliant documentary, of course, The Path to Paris, The Hunt for Gold. And, of course, you've got gold. Where do you keep your medal? Your medals, I should say.
Do you know what? So sometimes it's sort of kept to like a lock-up away, just where if we sort of go away or whatever else. But often it just gets left. I shouldn't say this actually, because the idea behind it, I leave it in a cupboard often.
Right.
And then I
would wear it all the time.
Well, I
just
sort
wear
of feel,
it, Greg.
I feel like with a cupboard, it's sort of safe if it's in the cupboard, because then it means that if somebody was, and heaven forbid, anybody tried to break into the house, they're not going to think to look in a cupboard. But I've now just announced it.
You've now told them,
so it will
you
move.
have to put it somewhere else.
It will move.
You have to put it somewhere else. See, I would put it in the bathroom so that when people came to use the loo in your house, they could just try it on.
Well, that's not
pretend.
a bad idea.
I mean, you know, your record still stands. You're so good. I mean, it's brilliant what you did.
Oh, thank you.
You know,
Yeah,
absolutely fantastic.
It's one of those things that, yeah, you look back now and...
Look at that. That's a great image, isn't it?
I look significantly younger. That's before 3 children and everything else. But no, it's... And you mentioned the documentaries.
I think you still look gorgeous.
Oh, well, thank you very much to you. Oh, this is this channel. I like this.
But Path to Paris, it's a great documentary because it really gives us an insight into what it's like, you know, what it's like for... And how hard it can be, but how rewarding also.
Yeah, and this is one of the most important things, that every 4 years the Olympic Games come around, and for some, and I feel like I was really fortunate that you can sort of cement your career in that moment when if you can become an Olympic champion, which is so incredibly difficult to do. But we never really see what it's like for the athletes building up to it, what their mindsets are, what they are as a personality as well. And I think we see it with a lot of the other sports. And obviously in between the Olympic Games, we have World Championships, European Championships, Commonwealth Games, the indoor season. There's so much going on. And they give up so much of their lives in order to try and succeed. And we need more documentaries like that. We need to be having eyes on the sport. And we're really, really fortunate. I think in the UK we have it, maybe easy is the wrong word, but we have support, which is really important.
Especially now.
Exactly.
I think after something changed after London.
Yes,
don't you think? It really did.
Yeah,
and our attitudes towards sport changed.
It really did, yeah. Both Olympic and Paralympic as well, which is really important. Now, we've been lucky for the last 20-odd years. We've been funded as well, which really does help. And the National Lottery have put in, what, 300 million to athletics alone over that period.
I didn't know it was as much as that. That's
it's
good.
a huge amount, which really helps. Now, of course, that doesn't make the athletes wealthier. It's not like that. It's from grassroots all the way through. And with that support, it means that we have people like Keely Hodgkinson, who's on the documentary, who... in my opinion, is one of the greatest British talents that we've ever had.
Very excited about that.
Oh, she really has
what she's going to do.
Unparalleled ability, I think.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of pressure on her, but at the same time, you know, I really hope we'll be celebrating.
Absolutely.
The way we celebrated you.
Well,
and the things, and the work that you do as well now, you know, encouraging young people into sport. And OK, you know, the chances of them being Olympians may be quite remote, but actually anybody that does sport is going to be better for you mentally, physically, all of that. It just makes you a better person, doesn't it?
It does, and my hope as well with the documentary, and again, I play a very small part compared to what the athletes are doing, everything else, is that if there are a few youngsters that watch the doc, they're then inspired to give track a go, because it truly is an incredible sport that's so inclusive as well. There's an event for absolutely everyone. It doesn't matter your background, your body shape, whatever really else. Important. There is something in athletics for everybody. And I sort of always say to kids, just give it a go. Go to the track.
Yeah.
If you want to be a sprinter, try it, but you never know. You might be a long-distance runner. You might be a jumper. Give it a go. Get down there, and as you say, the benefits that you have from sport is massive.
Huge.
Even if you're not going to Olympic Games, just being involved.
Yeah, and the friendships and all the rest of it. Greg, I'm so glad you're all right.
Thank you.
I hope we'll see you in Dancing on Ice in some form or another. You never know. I'm so glad it's not put you off and that you are OK, because I know how serious that injury was, but that's because you just put everything into it. But yeah, I'm glad you're OK, and it's lovely to see you. It really is.
So much.
And Path to Paris, The Hunt for Gold, it's on Channel 4.
It is.
This Saturday at